Hey there, everyone. My name is Greg. This is Bin's Pulls, my first video here on YouTube. So, bear with me. It's gonna be terrible, but we'll get through it. The whole point of making this is to try and document my journey, if there even is a journey. But the goal is to open my own shop and to do something I love. They say that if you do something you love, you don't really work. That whole cliche of saying. But of late, I've been buying into it more and more. And it's just something that's not easy, something that everyone wants to do, right? Create their own car shop or be a vendor, right? Because everyone's watching the vendor POVs and everything like that. But I want something sustainable, going forward to the future. I am a teacher of special ed, and this year I actually got approved to take my kids into the community to get actual on-the-job training. How cool would it be if I had my own shop they could work at when they're older? So everything I do kind of ties into, my actual day job, which is a teacher. I'm also a coach. I coach girls middle school soccer, girls varsity basketball, and then boys varsity baseball. I've also coached travel baseball from ages 8 to college showcase teams. So, I've traveled to Georgia and all the big showcase tournaments or baseball tournaments and everything like that. Also an umpire for baseball for 10 plus years, umpire in Cooperstown. Every year I coach up in Cooperstown every year. Excuse me. So, so that's kind of my backstory. And of late, I've been having the thoughts about, wanting to be a vendor and why I can't do it and this and that and the time and everything that goes into it. And it's probably true. I'm a teacher. I have a girlfriend. I have 2 children. One's a redhead. Send help if you know about having a redhead daughter. But they're great. They make fun of the Pokemon, but they let me do it, and they get a laugh out of it. But they're all great. One's going to the 10th, one's going to the 5th. They play sports. They're super smart. They're funny. Band, chorus, all that type of stuff. So we've got a full schedule between my coaching and then their stuff and then my girlfriend's stuff. Can't really be a vendor. I can't go to all these shows across the world and whatever. I'd love to. I went to Collecticon, and that was the first time I was like, wow, this would be cool to do. That's just something I want to do. My buddy said the same thing. We were both like, why can't we do this? We both said, time. He's a police officer with a wife and daughter, and I'm a teacher, But the thought hasn't left my mind, and I thought about being my own boss, having my own business, and how cool that would be. And again, I'll say this, it will not be easy to get this done, if it even is possible. I'd say the biggest obstacle for anybody, say it with me, money. Things are only getting more expensive. And in the past, people were going Japanese route, but now there's tariffs. So now Japanese is even more expensive now than it ever was. So trying to start a business right now and get product. Hey buddy, you picked the wrong time to do this. But nothing I've ever done has been easy. So why should this be easy? Kind of goes right in line with that. But I'm still excited for the journey and the challenge and to see if it's something that could be done. But if you don't try, you never know, right? That whole saying also. Kind of why I'm making this video and this YouTube page and whatever else, because if you don't at least try, you never know. And if you do wait too long, it will be too late. So better late than never. I'm 33, turned 34 this year. People have done a lot of bigger and harder things in life at later ages, so you know. I feel like, oh, let me get into this. Let me tell you guys why I feel like I could do this. I've collected from when I was a kid, base set, jungle, rocket, the whole boomer 9 yards thing, whatever, vintage, right? I grew up on vintage. That was me. I have yellow and silver video games sitting over there in my display case. I have a Game Boy right here that, my girlfriend got me for Christmas. I'm that guy. And, it's something that I want to do. It's something that I love, that I love my whole life. I got back into it during Vivid Voltage, so probably right after the COVID craze, and I know there was a scalper era before this era, back at that early time. I got in right before, right during the craze for the chocolate chew. I really didn't care about that. I remember pulling amazing rares and thinking, wow, this is so cool. How much is this worth? It was like $2 or $3, whatever, but I didn't care. I had this stupid binder. Actually, this is the binder I started with. I don't even know what's in it now. We'll take a look at it real fast and see. Okay, it's empty. Oh no, there's some stuff, some whatever, but yeah. So this was the first binder I ever used when I got back into things, and then there's some videos about how this is a bad idea, and I got a better binder. I got a Voltex. Right here, this bad boy holds the main collection. We'll show that off, later videos. But ever since I got back in, I was able to, make educated guesses on things, whether it be sealed product or singles or graded cards, and I've seen a lot of gains since I've got back in the hobby. This is probably my 4th year back, maybe. Whenever Voltage came out, since then to now, so I got back in, and I've been ever since. And a lot of my earlier plays and things that I bought here and there, that I sold off to get other cool stuff. It's not scalping, by the way. That's using your hobby to fund your hobby. Don't get it twisted. This is a sealed collection. Those items sealed, right? I don't have thousands of those ETBs or whatever else. I had more stuff, but I recently sold some of it off to fund a collecticon trip and to fund a ring for my girlfriend. So, sometimes you have to make big boy adult decisions. Kind of like this, what I'm trying to do right now. But how I've seen things in the past, buying things at the right time, moving things at the right time, being able to let things go. Excuse me. I feel like I can do this, whether it's I've sealed, so like I said, raw, slabs, I've been able to make different plays in different areas. And if I had the income, I would have bought more and more and more. I'm a teacher. And I have a girlfriend who I like to be with. And if I spend all of my money on Pokemon, she will kick my ass or throw me out. So, don't want that either, right? So you have to be able to budget, balance your spending and everything like that. And something that I think I can do. I have some friends that are also interested in doing this with me. He's more interested in doing the vending part, like traveling and vending. But if I have him, I can do that. I'm from Long Island, but right now I live upstate. So if he can do Long Island shows, maybe we make it work. But that's again down the line. I've reached out to some friends here and there on Twitter. Asking how they started their business and what was the biggest problems and obstacles. I've watched Phoenix Resale. He's currently doing the same thing. He's a big YouTuber, and it's been a struggle for him to get his store going. So little old me, yeah, even harder, right? So challenge, struggle, but he's doing it. A friend on Twitter, Mikey Retro, he's got his own car shop. reached out to him. He's been great about giving info about this and that. So, you know, I have started the process of reaching out and just trying to figure out, you know, costs and this and that. I'm here right now making this video. I've created the YouTube page today. I've created this Instagram page today. So, you know, before you even have a business, you have to create your brand and who you are, right? And that you're a trustworthy person to deal with. If you visit my Twitter, if you follow me on Twitter, you probably see I've done good amount of deals on there, and I'm pretty trustworthy. I have a Facebook. I'm in a lot of Facebook selling groups. I have a Facebook feedback selling and trading feedback, which is huge to make deals with people. I love trading to get what I want. Let's just say, I'll show you these slabs in a minute. I'm going to show you my 5 of my favorite Dragonite slabs. I am a Dragonite fan, for those who don't know. These are my 5 favorite that I currently own. But yeah, so again, thanks for everyone for, you know, watching and following. If you drop a like or subscribe, you know, I greatly appreciate it. To end the video, we'll show off my 5 favorite. So first is one that I kind of just bought recently, and it is the Dragonite Light Dragonite CGC 10. I know CGC, right, grows terrible, but this is a vintage card. It's in a 10, and I love this card, so yeah, that's definitely pick up. This card I like even more because of the graded guard. I'm addicted to graded guards, and the confetti one just goes so well with this. And the texture on this card is just different. I know that glare is kind of tough, but the confetti with this card is just different. This card, again, talked about trading. I actually traded for when it was like less than $200 in value. And it's got the fruit punch card on it. I'm pretty sure it's like over $300 now. So that was definitely a W from Unified Minds. Those rainbows are hard to grade, so. This card is actually a card I graded myself. Got an 8, which I was very happy with. This is a vintage card. And it's one of the first Dragonites I ever got, actually. I got back into the hobby. This is the first one I bought at my LC. And it is Legendary Collection. PSA 8. It is a nice one. I'll be honest, when I was a kid, I thought these were fake. I thought they were just stickers. This is actually when I stopped collecting, when this came out, actually. So that was about 2002, yeah. And then the last card for today is a card I got recently at Collecticon. It was the last deal of the day. I was walking by and I saw it and I said, whoa, I need to have this. And I happened to have a good amount of cash left and 2 cards the guy wanted. And this guy, the stamp right there. And 9 in the Team Rocket's Dragonite. One of the coolest ones I think out there. And this card is gone. Nuts in value. Yeah, so thank you guys for, again, watching and hanging out, and I'll see you soon.